sports fans. Whoa. Today is Friday, July 24th, 2026. This is RateGame Live, but soon to be Good Morning Sports Fans. I think that's just a much better name for the show. Also, did not tell anybody about this live for the second time in a row. So that's on me. I got to be better about scheduling and making this a recurring thing, because I think the more I think about it, this should be a 3 times a week plus tea time sort of deal. And that's not my idea, actually. That's from Molly. So I think she's onto something. So I think going forward we'll do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 a.m. or close to it. I think 7 a.m. crisp start, early bird start, get you the information, get you the news in the world of sports so that the early risers can rock with me. And then anybody after the fact, whether that's on your way to work, on your way to school, can get the download, can get the goods. So that's what I'm thinking. And, 3 times a week plus a Saturday show. So 4 total times on air throughout the course of a week. I think especially during the summer, as we kind of get a feel for it. Maybe we'll up the ante as we approach the fall, September, or maybe even like late August when we start to get the international soccer leagues, which is going to be crazy. Five new international soccer leagues, of which pretty much all of them I'm not super familiar. Like, obviously I understand the major players in these leagues, like, Bundesliga is Bayern, obviously, and then La Liga, you have the greats, like the powerhouses. Serie A, I think I saw like Juventus in there. So there's like, going to be a lot of learning on my end. And so I think, when that time comes, maybe we'll adjust the schedule. But for now, right now, in this moment, we will do Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday, regular. Saturday doesn't really change with tea time. That's tomorrow. So we'll be right on schedule there. But going forward, yeah. Also, shout out the new branding. I also realize you are seeing opposite. So when I point like this, it's actually on an empty side of my screen, but it should be the new branding for the like the little watermark, RateGame, Letterboxd for sports. So slowly but surely, we are shaping up over here. All right, that's enough out of me. Good morning. Like we always do for this show, we start with a question, we ask it and then answer it. Were the sports good? Oh, was the sport good? And it it actually carries over from last show. So yesterday, Thursday, I think there was like 38 games because the Major League Soccer had an entire slate. And then, on Wednesday, I had a massive slate. So Thursday, if I had a show, it would have been back to were the sports good. But then yesterday, Thursday, again, one of those days, dog days of summer, there were 5 total games. 5. Got the old 5-finger inventory yesterday. Check this out. Good games, but slim pickings. 1 league active. 52 ratings on those games. 243 overall, but 52 ratings. And you might look at that number and be like, man, that's not a lot. It's not. especially when like in March we had 1,000 rating days easy. However, I'd like to remind folks 2 summers ago at this time, 2024, July. On a day like this, there was probably 6 ratings, and 5 of them were from me. So that's growth, folks. 52. Proud of that. 253 on the platform. That means that folks are coming in, whether they're new, whether they're just bored, I guess, whether they want to get a badge, Fanalist badge, just going back in time and rating games of yesteryear, throwbacks, classics, whatever you like, whatever your heart desires. There's badges to get. There is achievements to earn. So that's what's going on. And because it's Friday, we will check on our road to a Milli. We have nice 69% of the way to 300,000 and then 26.9% to the Milli. So coming up on 270,000 platform ratings. That is fantastic to see. And then almost to 300,000 on the little milestone that we're doing in chunks of 100. So that's your update on road to a Milli, 6.72, 5 games, Major League Baseball. You can say it was a solid night in the world of sport, singular. So let us begin with a little baseball highlight here. We have the Atlanta Braves. We're playing the Fathers, the San Diego Padres. And we had a little, for those of you into BDSM, we have this one's for you. And of course, by BDSM, I mean Big Dom Smith mashing.
Better than 7 per?
Yeah.
Dom Smith, a reservation for 3 at the Chop House for Mr. Smith.
This game actually got super spicy. Because we're in the bottom of the 4th there. It's a 3-run jack, right? And the Padres, rather, in the top of the 9th, almost come all the way back. They make this a 2-run game.
Rengifo drives one to right field. That ball is back, and it is gone! A 2-run home run makes it a 1-run ball game. Unbelievable. Rengifo takes it out of the yard at 7-6.
Don can't believe it. Pretty subdued for him, Don Orsillo. And then Braves end up shutting it down. But Chris Sale, man, look at this guy. He is just like, I want to talk about a guy who's defying father time. It's crazy. I thought we left Sale for dead when he was with the Red Sox. He kind of came apart there. It's very, very rare to see a guy come back at his age, which I think is 37. So he's 1 year older than me, and he is throwing like this.
And Sale starts his day off with a strikeout. Wow. Great start. Struck him out. He strikes out all 3.
Struck out the side to start the game. Crazy. Is Chris Sale a Hall of Famer? Yeah, right? 10 All-Star selections. Cy Young. I knew he had the Cy Young. Over 2,600. Yeah, I think so. I think he's a Hall of Famer. First ballot, right? Let's see him. The grizzled beard. He is very much an Atlanta Brave right now. Looks like it. Pitches like it. Dominant. Good for him. Good for the Braves. Tip your cap to him as a sad, pathetic Mets fan that I am. All right, so topic of conversation here is the namesake wore the shirt in his honor. And I think in order to lay the groundwork here, I think it's obviously important to start with what's going on with LeBron and the Miami Heat is a funny place to begin. So I'm not going to do this on the Polymarket X account, F Polymarket. So everybody knows that a couple days ago, I think 3 or 4 days ago, Miami Heat YouTube account accidentally schedules a live stream for the introductory press conference and makes it public. So for anybody who's been on YouTube for more than a month, I'm sure you know that you can make announcement stream, like whether it's a recurring show like this or if it's something big in the future, like an announcement like they were trying to do, you can set it to private so that nobody sees it. And that way, you know, you kind of make like a little content schedule. You can actually like plan around certain events, certain like big time announcements such as this. Whoever it was who no longer has a job with the Miami Heat set it to public instead of private. So this was immediately put out as like save the date because we have a huge announcement, which is LeBron and his introductory press conference. I think it was up for like a minute or two, but that's eternity. That's literally all the internet needs to make it a permanent record. So this goes up the next day. The job posting goes up for the poor folks who slipped up. It's a terrible, terrible mistake to make, but it is certainly one that you just can't make. You just cannot do that. You cannot prematurely put this out as something on record, especially when it's coming from the official channel of this NBA team. You just can't. I mean, that's you're done. You're done. So this goes up after that, which I think further thickens the plot because you have this going on, and then you also have Adam Silver coming out and saying, really would like him to, speaking to LeBron, make up his mind or make the announcement because it's holding up our schedule, our scheduling matrix. You know, who's going to play when, what's the Christmas slate. And I think for Adam Silver to say that, for Adam Silver to come out and be like, we can't move forward, the league is at a standstill because a 41-year-old LeBron James doesn't know where he's going to play yet, that makes you look so weak, dude. Like, he's 41 years old. Wherever he lands, it's obviously going to be huge. But if you're looking at the field and his options, it's the Sixers, who already have Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, like very, very watchable, big market team. It's the Cavs, who the NBA has no problem featuring with Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. So again, another safe scheduling team there, Adam. And then it's the Miami Heat. So it's 3 teams who just got Giannis. Giannis is like there already, signed and confirmed. So why are you waiting on this guy? Why are you waiting on LeBron? Who cares where he goes? Just make your schedule. Those 3 teams are already very watchable, entertaining teams with bona fide superstars. I promise you, the 41-year-old LeBron James is not going to make or break your scheduling. You're if Adam Silver, you're doing this to yourself. This is, you don't need to be, you're making this a dramatic thing by saying that the entire league cannot move forward until 41-year-old LeBron James decides where he's going to play. And I do think it will be with the Miami Heat. I do think that there is some truth to this, some foreshadowing here. And the schedule was for July 27th, so looks like we got the weekend. We'll have today, tomorrow, Sunday, right? 25th is Saturday, 26th. So come Monday, imagine if this goes back up, the press conference, the very same title and thumbnail. Wouldn't that be something? My gosh. So yeah, where's LeBron going? Probably the Heat, but like what is Adam Silver doing? Why is Adam Silver making this a bigger deal than it actually is? This guy's 41. Like he's got, if ever there was a time for you, Adam Silver, as the commissioner of the league, to make sure that people understand the next generation of superstars is here and has been, this was it. And you chose not to. You're just hanging on to the old guard here. So we'll see what happens. But where's LeBron going? It shouldn't matter that much. You shouldn't have to hold up the entire league. So funny. Okay, on to more personal things. Mets are terrible. Everybody knows this. However, what is, I think, maybe less understood by the casual is just how bad they are in terms of the payroll and the money that they paid for players that should make the team good. And so this article came out a couple days ago, I think. When did this get published? July 22nd, yeah, so 2 days ago. And it basically is taking the journalistic approach to how bad and how much money Stephen Cohen has thrown at this organization since he's become an owner, and how little return he's gotten. We've gotten, us Mets fans, speaking about myself, anybody else who stands by this ridiculous franchise. Never before has a team spent so much and won so little. And this, I'm smiling because you just have to smile. You have to smile. How much every MLB team has spent per win by season since 2000. And these little orange dots and blue dots, noteworthy teams. So the Mets, the 2023 Mets and the 2026 Mets are outliers here. The 2026 Mets spend $5.2 million per win. Not per game, per win. No, that is per game. And they're on a 68 win pace. Not going to make the playoffs. I think it's like a 1% chance. Unwatchable. All the guys that they signed, like Bo Bichette, Lou Bob, Freddie Peralta, terrible. It's unbelievable. Okay, so no, it is per win. Each regular season win. So right now they're on a $5.2 million per win pace. That's insane. Lest we not forget, last year the Mets were over 20 games over 500, didn't make the playoffs. 20 games over 500 in June, didn't make the playoffs. This article was very nice to remind me of that. I almost forgot. And then you can see the payroll. Look at this. Just a shy of $250 million in his first year. $354 million. It's unbelievable. So yeah, they're expected to be sellers at the trade deadline here. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There's Bo Bichette. Crazy, man. Everything that touches this franchise just goes to hell. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I don't even know how to, I don't even know what you do if you're Steve Cohen. And he seems to be silent. Like, he has not been vocal whatsoever. Have not seen any tweets or X posts, whatever, from him. Stern seems to be doing all the talking, which is sad. Guy only wants to be a public figure when things are going good. So classic for the Mets. All right, last thing, couple things actually, but this will be about the USMNT and what seems to be happening after the World Cup. So yes, the fervor and the momentum is officially dissipated. The World Cup has been over for 6 days, crowned the champion on Sunday, but it feels like a lot longer than that. And so I think going forward here, as football comes into focus and these international leagues start back up and we get into the fall and the World Cup almost becomes a distant memory, it'll be interesting to see what we do as a country when it comes to leveling up the soccer program, the talent, the infrastructure. I know that there is a lot of things in flight in terms of trying to restructure, like tearing it down. When I say it, I'm talking about like pay-to-play soccer in the US. There seems to be the most momentum, I think, ever for trying to mirror the European system and process, which is the gold standard. and also very similar to our own processes here for all sports except soccer, which is if you're talented and you're good, you can play and don't have to pay thousands of dollars. There is a way to subsidize it, whether that's from the government or the local community. So independent of that, we still have, it seems like, this next crop of young men that are going to be, I think, on this team in 2030. I would like to think. And most impressive of them is this guy. So here is a name for you. His name is Neil Pierre. And when you think about like what the US has to offer in terms of athletes and the sports that they play and the sport that they don't play, soccer, the conversation is always like, take somebody who would choose basketball or football or baseball as their primary sport and put them from a very young age in the soccer system and see what happens. You, I think, are always talking about somebody like Neil Pierre, because if you just I'm just going to play this highlight, and I saw this yesterday and I was like, oh my God. So this is what it would look like if we treated our soccer the same way that we treat football, basketball, baseball.
Wagner lifting towards it. There is Neil Pierre, who scores on debut. All 6'6" of them. Another off the assembly.
So that guy, Neil Pierre, is exactly what I would envision. I mean, look at him. He's like a full foot taller than everybody else, 18 years old, extremely gifted athletically. And the guy right here is like the next up and comer. This guy, Cavan. So I've been doing some research on Cavan Sullivan. Apparently, I've never heard of this guy, Neil Pierre, but I think I caught his name, Cavan, like about a month ago. Like after we crashed out, I was down in the dumps, just kind of on YouTube, and I saw, it feels like it's just like it's a cycle. We lose in the World Cup, everybody gets down to the dumps, like who is the next so-and-so? I think we've officially moved on from Christian Pulisic. I think Flo is definitely the guy, the new face, but it's like, who's after them? Who's next? I think obviously Neil Pierre after seeing that. And I think this guy too is supposedly the next big thing. Cavan Sullivan, he's 16, by the way. So Neil Pierre is 18. He'll be 22 by the next World Cup, 2030. And then Cavan will be 20. Cavan. There he goes. I mean, hey, it's not much, but it's something. Like,
Danley into Cavan Sullivan. Shifting his feet and again getting to the byline. Cavan Sullivan trying to flick.
That's nice. That's nice. Could have used that against Belgium. All right, so last thing we will just touch on real quick here is some concepts that I have been messing around with. Let's see if I can share this. There we go. One second. Pull this down here. See if this works. All right, so I've been trying to reimagine some of the landing pages in or on RateGame on the web first. And then over time, I think, we'll figure out which one works, but I wanted to, let's see, present in this window. Just make it bigger. Nice. Yes, this is an idea I had for the dashboard, like a more modern take on it with this almost like airport or train station style where the stops appear. A little bit more, I think, polished and like interactive. Again, it's just a concept, so nothing official yet. Just showing it to see if there's any feedback, any reaction. I think this is like such an underutilized place on RateGame. You have the custom date picker over here. And then going deeper on like the insights within the leagues themselves. So that's one little concept I had. And then the other one, let me see if I can find this one. Okay, yeah, so this was more about this next concept is about the vault or like the archives, which used to be on RateGame. We kind of like sunset it. It actually still exists. It's over here. Let me get to it. One second. It's very underutilized, but it's always been a huge undertaking, a huge project rather, that I want to get back to eventually. It's called the Vault. So online on the web, it looks like this. 1 second. This is the actual dashboard, by the way, for anybody who is familiar. It's what I used to always answer the question for us. So what I just showed would replace this, the current one. But here's what I was talking about with the vault. So the vault right now is doing the job, but just barely. I think there's just so much more potential with this in terms of like the sports archives and just getting better information architecture, like laying this out in a better way to shine a light on like the best games, the worst games, lists, series, all the things, sports, right? Just kind of make this a super dynamic and interesting, insightful place to relive or catalog or create in terms of like lists, ratings, all that stuff, right? So right now, pretty plain Jane. You got the breakdowns by years, by seasons, the number of ratings. You can like click into it and then it'll show you like some articles or anything that people have written about it, and they'll show you the games, right? What I've always envisioned for the vault, like for the sports archives, is the ability to immediately label when something has been a modern classic, something that is, instantly a game that is instantly something that we'll be talking about for, years to come. And so my idea, and again, this is just a concept, so bear with me. Nothing official here, is something like this, where it is basically labeling and like making classic games official in terms of like what number they are in the entire RateGame database. So it's like 20,000 games that we have, inclusive of like throwbacks. giving like little stats on them, and then just making it more official. So let me know what you guys think. Oh, also, like and sub to the channel. Forgot to do that at the beginning. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Did I? Huh. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Oh, it's over my. There it is. Like and sub to the channel. Smash the sub. Up to 29 subscribers. The goal is 30. So one away from the sub goal. But yeah, these are just some things I've been playing around with. Let me know what you guys think. Love feedback, good, bad, or otherwise. And we will take it from there. Let me get my media asset back. Boom. Okay. I think this can go for, I think this concept is cool because it can apply to a lot of different things. And that is where we're at. Awesome. All right, sweet. So reminder, sub to the channel. Today's Friday. It is July 24th, 2026. It's a great day to rate some games. A reminder for you that RateGame is free. Number one, it's fun. Number two, it's for fans of all ages. So if you're a sports fan like me, give it a try. Check it out on the app stores, on the internet, anywhere you get your apps. And let me know. I will see you tomorrow for tea time. Have a great Friday. It's a beautiful day to rate some games. My name is Nick Mark George. Until next time.